Hi. The topic for my position paper was why some couples do not survive marriage after the wedding. Some couples prepare for years for their wedding. They get engaged. Oh, it's so exciting. You tell all your friends, we're going to have an engagement party. We're going to make an announcement. Then you start planning for the wedding. Hundreds, thousands of dollars later, you're getting married. It's the big day. You get married and you realize after marriage, after the honeymoon, when you go home and settle into your house or apartment, that your husband or your wife starting to get on your nerves. They do these little nitpicky things that you weren't aware of before you married them. Like maybe your husband doesn't put the toilet seat down, or you leave the cap off of the toothpaste. Oh, that's annoying. Or there's a million other things that could bother you. So you tell your husband how you feel or your wife how you feel. Be sure you put the cap on the toothpaste. Be sure you put the toilet seat down. You want to watch this movie. He wants to watch this one. He wants to read this book. You want to read this one. After a while, maybe 6 months later, you decide that you're not compatible. What were you thinking getting married? What was the big excitement and commotion about, oh, this beautiful wedding that's going to cost thousands of dollars and we're going to be married forever? And the size of my 3-carat diamond is going to glisten in the lights as we get married. Well, now you're deciding maybe you made a mistake. You don't want to be with this person for the rest of your life. Oh my goodness. What if he never learns to put the toilet seat down? Or she never learns to put the cap back on the toothpaste? Or she doesn't have any interest in what you want to do or you think is fun? Well, let's do some research and get some evidence that support my claim. Okay? Let's pretend the wedding is over. All the planning, designing, shopping for the perfect dress, getting your bridesmaids together, food, catering, venue, music, where to go for your honeymoon. You have been going crazy for the last year, making sure that everything is perfect down to the last detail. After all that commotion and real life set in, you move into your cozy 1-bedroom apartment in the best neighborhood in Manhattan, New York. Your spouse leaves for work while you settle in, making your apartment all cute and cozy. Everything goes great until you notice your spouse doesn't put the toilet seat down. He leaves wet towels from the shower on the bathroom floor, and his clothes are all over the apartment hanging off the back of your brand new chairs. He wants to relax with a few beers and tell you about his day when he gets home from work. Of course, he is ravenous and wants dinner, which you take hours preparing like a gourmet chef. He gobbles it down, says, "Great meal, hon," and falls asleep in the recliner. You are left with dirty dishes, frustration, and not communicating. He didn't ask you about your day. He didn't tell you that you look great like he did before you got married. So what happens? You start feeling neglected. And the arguments set in. Soon he hates coming home to your ranting about keeping the house clean. So he stays out with the boys for a few beers, and sometimes those few beers can turn into 10, and he comes home drunk. You want to confront him, and you tell him that he is tired of everything. He considers the marriage a failure and wants to be free again to pursue other women and stay out in bars like he did before you two were married. He realizes that he really didn't know you that well, didn't know that you were a neat freak, and a complainer. He is too young to be tied down to his mother. You work very hard to make everything perfect for him. You clean like a maid, cook like a professional chef, and try to make life beautiful like they show on television, being the perfect couple. Now you will be a divorced woman without a mate and must search for the ideal person to call your own. What went wrong here? Well, some couples never lived together before marriage, so they don't really know how sloppy their partner is. In this case, the husband was careless and immature. He didn't want a mother figure telling him what to do. He was still young and wanted to party with his friends. She had not included him in any aspect of planning for the wedding, so he didn't have much to worry about except to rent a tuxedo and show up. He thought he loved his wife, but now he had second thoughts about spending the rest of his life with her, and he wanted out. She pictured everything perfect in her mind and had no idea how living together really works. She was heartbroken and devastated by reactions toward her and wished that she had never married him. Even couples that have been engaged for years divorce after a short marriage because they find it hard to live with their partner. There are many reasons couples break up once they are married, ranging from changing values, lack of sex, and not understanding what their partner may be going through at the time. This is called a period of adjustment. Couples need to go through life's challenges together before they get married. They have to be confident that their marriage will work because they can face anything together. Then, of course, there's the old saga of betrayal. Men cheat on their spouse, and women do too, just not as often. As it stands, the statistics say men tend to cheat more than women. According to information collected by the 2018 General Social Survey, 20% of married men and 13% of married women have slept with someone other than their partner. The Institute for Family Services, Wendy Wang, suggests that men are more likely to cheat on their spouses. We have heard in the news reports about sexual affairs and sexual harassment by Harvey Weinstein and other people in power during 2017 and beyond. Most people think that when they get married, it will last forever. If that were only true. Some marriages do work out. I know couples that have been married for over 40 years and they are still going strong. I asked one of the couples why her marriage lasted so long, and she said that you must work together. You must be involved in each other's lives, and you must love your partner, even if they make you mad at times and you want to cut their throat with a sharp knife. It takes patience and understanding that everything will always not be perfect, but that you'll be together when the hard times roll in. This sounds like good advice to me, so I would like to believe this scenario. A good marriage can last many years because my own parents had been married for 45 years and been in love ever since they were in high school. Life always has its ups and downs, and if you can get through that together, you have a pretty good chance of marriage survival. The wedding and marriage are supposed to be sacred rituals that most of us think about from childhood. As a little girl, I can remember thinking about, the day I get married and how exciting and happy I'll be. The stress involved in planning the big event can expose the cracks even in the best marriages. Some women will not explain the total cost to their spouse until after a wedding. Then he is surprised when he gets a bill for more than was expected. While he scratches his head trying to figure out how they're going to pay for it, keeping secrets going into a marriage is not a good idea. A wedding photographer named Jin Chan told Insider News that sometimes the men and even the woman are not really concerned about how the wedding photos will turn out. He suggests that this is a big flag that someone doesn't want to get married in the first place. Watch out for the red flags. Private jeweler Dan Moran of Concierge Diamond says if couples come in together and cannot agree on the price range, that's an issue. One hint that the marriage will probably not work out if the male feels he cannot afford the ring, but he is pressured by his fiancée to purchase it, even though it would take him years to pay for it. In the end, he will often think about the cost during the marriage and may get upset because he was forced to buy it. Some brides feel post-wedding blues once the wedding is over. That's a normal reaction because so much time and preparation has been spent on getting ready for the wedding that brides feel sad once that's over. This can stem from a million things associated with the wedding, from picking the wrong dress to feeling insecure about their partner. Before long, most brides get back on track and get excited about sharing their new life with their partner. A guest writer on HuffPost named Lauren Welbank wrote about how she filed for divorce only 3 months after the wedding. She realized after a few months that her and her husband had nothing in common. She thought that if she called off the wedding before she married him, that she would disappoint her parents and friends. Oprah Daly also had some excellent advice about getting out of a marriage that you are not happy in. I just thought I would throw this in for a laugh. According to Sarah Berger, the article's writer, she suggested 16 ways to end a marriage. And ending a marriage is never easy unless you have an abusive partner. That's like a breath of fresh air when you can get away from someone like that. Out of the 16 reasons to exit the marriage, I found number 16 most compelling. If you are constantly thinking of leaving the marriage, do so before it's too late. Don't waste time being miserable. Life is shorter than you think. As a final word, I would like to talk about Kim Kardashian, who has been married 3 times. She's famous. Everyone knows her. She was first married to Damon Thomas. She married him in 2000 when she was only 19 years old, and she divorced him shortly thereafter in 2003, saying he had become too controlling of her. Then there was Chris Humphries, a basketball player that she married in 2011. This lavish ceremony cost $10 million. Her engagement ring, 20.5 carat, was worth $2 million, and they had enough paparazzi to celebrate the president's arrival. The marriage lasted a whole 72 days. You be the judge. As for me, I will make a loyal and faithful, hard-working wife any day over a celebrity marriage that is over before the ink dries on the marriage license. Thanks, guys. I hope you enjoyed my video. Have a great day. Bye.